mynews.studio.
Picture this: a school bus, but instead of students, it's unloading crates of books, all against a backdrop of painted storybook scenes. The big question is, can networks like this actually help reverse years of lost reading skills?
Today's date is 2026-02-04. Let's jump in. I keep hearing about these so-called literacy ecosystems. What does that even mean? And why is there suddenly so much focus on this approach to tackle the learning losses from the pandemic?
Great question. At its simplest, a literacy ecosystem is a coordinated network. Think teachers, families, and nonprofits all working together to improve how kids read. Instead of each group acting on its own, they share resources, pool data, and reinforce learning both in and out of school.
So this goes beyond just sending kids home with more books, right?
Exactly. For instance, organizations like Reading is Fundamental don't just drop off books. They also offer digital tools. For example, Stanford's Roar. These let teachers monitor reading skills in real time. Teachers use that data to adjust lessons, following evidence-based methods, what's often called the science of reading. Families get activities to help at home too.
And this isn't just during the school day. What's a regular day like for a student in one of these setups?
On a typical day, teachers share students' progress with their families. Parents use that information to support reading at home. Then, after-school programs step in, maybe with tutoring or reading circles, often once a week. The whole point is that students get steady reinforcement instead of scattered, one-off interventions.
Are there results to back this up? I mean, it sounds good in theory, but does it actually work?
Early numbers suggest it does. Districts using these ecosystems have seen reading proficiency jump by 42%, and over 100 districts have now regained, even surpassed, their pre-pandemic reading levels. The biggest improvements? Marginalized and southern communities, because issues are being caught earlier, not just during annual tests.
Mississippi stands out here, doesn't it? What's going on there?
Yes, in Mississippi, teams from different grades are working together. Some schools have gotten all their first graders reading at grade level, and older students are catching up too. Instead of focusing only on remediation, they're spotting phonics gaps early, especially for students who need extra help.
That all sounds workable, but I'm guessing there are obstacles. What's holding things back?
The biggest hurdle is funding. A lot of pandemic relief money, about $10 billion for after-school programs, is set to expire soon. Plus, nearly 40% of teachers say they don't feel prepared to help older kids with reading. And in rural places, tech access isn't always reliable.
So, how are districts dealing with those gaps? Is it just about more technology, or are there other solutions?
Districts are trying a mix of things. Some are joining forces to secure ongoing funding. Others are choosing more affordable online tools or even using AI to tailor lessons to each student. They're also updating state policies so teachers in all grades get training, and they're using contracts that link funding directly to student outcomes.
Wait, those contracts you mentioned, if a tool or program doesn't actually improve reading, they don't get paid?
Exactly. Schools pay only for results. This setup encourages sharing of resources and collaboration, not just buying more technology. The goal is a system that can last and grow, not just a quick fix.
Makes me wonder, could this kind of model work outside the US, especially where resources are tight?
It can. The core is local coordination, partnerships between community groups, getting books into kids' hands, and using real-time data. Even in low-resource areas, digital tools and volunteers can help fill gaps. The U.S. model is showing that when communities work together, education systems can recover.
On a bigger scale, literacy affects everything: jobs, health, even voting. The pandemic wiped out years of progress. Is this a blueprint for recovery in other places too?
It can be. Any country facing learning loss can start by sharing resources, aligning teaching, using data, and involving families. The idea is to rebuild the foundation of literacy, not just patch things up.
So, the main message: Community-driven collaborative models work and can be tailored to fit almost anywhere, even with limited budgets.
Yes, if communities commit to sharing data, training teachers, and involving families, the ecosystem can thrive and help close equity gaps.
That's a hopeful and practical takeaway. Do you think we'll see more countries trying this approach soon?
I think so. As more evidence comes in, we'll likely see a wave of international pilots. The real challenge will be adapting the model to local contexts, but now there's a clear example to follow.
Today, we looked at how coordinated literacy ecosystems are helping students recover from pandemic setbacks, and why this model could shape educational recovery worldwide.
From using real-time classroom data to building funding coalitions, these networks are changing how schools approach recovery.
Thanks for listening. If you'd like more info on literacy ecosystems or ways to get involved locally, check our episode notes.
Thank you for tuning in. This episode was brought to you by mynews.studio. Try it out for free.